Hey guys, welcome back to my video guide for PerilShowdown. Thank you so much for your support as well. I've seen a lot of messages here on Discord, in game, and pretty much everybody just wants more videos. So I tried to get this one out as fast as possible and to be in good quality. So here we got part 2 of PerilShowdown. So in this one, we're going to be going over ships, drone rotations, a little bit more details about genes, and lastly, roles, and of course, food buffs on what to take for PerilShowdown. I am going to be introducing all the food buffs available for each phases of PerilShowdown, since not all PerilShowdown bosses are infected. There are some that are Revenant, there are some that are humanoid, and some that are animals. And of course, I'll be labeling them. I'll leave it at the end of the video. It's gonna be like a little spreadsheet, what food buffs I would recommend for each of these bosses per phases. But yeah, let's get started with this video. So up first, we got a shotgun chips. So here, I do want to go over the common unhurried and steady as rock. These are the best 2 PvE ships that you can have. I'm going to show here what steady as rock does. Pretty much makes it so once you shoot and you keep shooting, you become immune to all knockdowns. It prevents you from being knocked down. And for common unhurried, it gives you so much damage reduction and armor once you're fully stacked to the point where you're super tanky. So these are the main 2 PvE ships that you'd want to use for defenses, and you do want to use them on all of your weapons that you are going to be using in your shortcut primary slots, which are your 6 weapons. As I'm showing here, I have it on all of my weapons, because if you were to swap one without it, you lose all of your stacks, which means you lose your common unhurried damage reduction and your steady as rock immunity to knockdowns. So keep that in mind if you want to go any kind of ships that need stacking, really. Courage, Defense Master, that's pretty much it. So here, now I'm going to go over the main ships for damage. So starting off, we got the Burst Harvesting. This is a must-have ship for your EMG. You want a crit, gives you more crit damage, and pretty much gives you everything that you'd want to keep this going, as I showed you in the first part, right? And then Thunderstrike, you want this. It does stack with Rapid Heavy, it does stack with the Photoplasm Fears, the purple thing when you reload, and of course Rapid Heavy, so you can keep it going indefinitely. Now, in case if you don't have Burst and Harvest, right, you can use Crit Combo. Everybody by this point of the stage of the game should have it. Don't have Thunderstrike, use Fearless Warrior. Fearless Warrior works 24/7, although you do take 8% more damage, but more damage uptime is more important than not having any if you're low all the time. And in case if you don't have Rapid Heavy, you can use Concentrated Shooting instead. Just go all crit, 1 damage bonus. I guess I could say this is like half and half, like not super pay to win, all gold. And in case if you don't even have crit combo, just use another damage bonus ship and you are good to go. Although do keep in mind, for EMG, Rapid Heavy is a must, otherwise you can't keep it indefinitely. Now, in case you don't have a steady as rock, you can use Defense Master. It's a really good alternative for damage reduction. And if don't have common unhurried, you can use Unyielded Defender. These 2 are the best free-to-play ships that are purple and blue that you can use for maximum damage reduction. But ideally, if you want to prioritize getting a gold ship out of these 2, I would recommend you getting steady as rock, since knockdown immunity is huge in both PvE, Peril, even in PvP at some cases. And remember what I said, right? If you're using any stacking ships or ships that last for like 3-4 seconds, like Defense Master, do put this on all of your weapons. That way you don't lose this effect once you swap to it. Alright, and here we got the Assault Rifle. Pretty much the same thing you would be running with the EMG, rapid heavy, crit combo, burst harvesting. Mainly all your weapons should be running this loadout outside of Death Eye. It's for endgame Fed Ops weekly content. But of course, I'll be showing all of these ships that you can use alternatively. Again, if you don't have rapid heavy, you can use concentrated shooting, concentrated strike, fearless warrior, anything that gives you damage and crit chance mainly. This is pretty much the same throughout the ship part of the video on most weapons, but I'm going to be showing you guys how I'd run it for each of my weapon types, since some weapons are a bit different, like Flamethrower for example. This is what I would recommend for your assault rifle: armed and ready, concentrated shooting, and fearless warrior. That way you can keep shooting, since with the assault rifle, if you reload, right, more firepower booster, and the more mag you have, the more uptime you have to keep shooting and keep overload mag. Alright, now this is for Dualies. Same as always, burst harvesting, rapid heavy, and crit combo. For Dualies mainly, you do want to run crit overall. It does scale nicely with the EM post flash. More crit, it lasts longer during the duration, and if you reload, you get a lot of crit combo, so it's really good with crit. And here's the half and half, and not so pay to win option with all gold, purple and gold, and then we got purple, and purple and blue if you don't have any of the ships, which is kind of impossible because they do give it to you. And of course for the defense ships, I haven't forgot about those as well. Alright, now here we got shotgun. Here's a bit different here, as I mentioned earlier with EMG, rapid heavy with shotgun and overload mag stacks with Thunderstrike. It has a chance for you to activate that Thunderstrike effect. Your rapid heavy will headshot, your overload mag will headshot. It increases your overall DPS. That's the main reason why I'd run that on my shotgun as well. And here's the alternative: half and half, purple, gold, purple, and then everything purple if you don't have Thunderstrike, rapid heavy, and such. And here I also would recommend having armed and ready so you can keep shooting, because with the web hunt mimicry, right, you keep shooting indefinitely the more ammo you have, and less dashes needed to keep this uptime. And in case if you don't have armed and ready, you could use tactical reload. This ship is very common. I believe this is like one of the first ships that came out, and it was given to everybody for free. And it pairs really nicely with quick draw. So if you do have tactical reload and you're using quick draw with it, you can have that damage bonus uptime indefinitely as well. You swap back and forth. Now here we got Flamethrower. As I mentioned earlier, it's a bit different from the others. We got Ultra Mag, since it's higher than 30 magazine, 20 magazine, not bad. And it gives you a lot of attack power and damage bonus. And here I do use Calm Attack because it gives a 20% damage to torso. However, they did change this during the third update, where damage bonus matters more than torso damage or any kind of damage body part types. So I would recommend you running armed and ready, fearless warrior, and concentrated shooting. And same thing with defense ships, right? Even for Flamethrower, I do the same: steady as rock, calm and hurried. And if you don't have those, protection expert and defense master. Okay, here we got ships. This is the expertise. It's very important. It's often overlooked. Pretty much you are going to be focusing the top tree for all damage. Get firepower booster ASAP if you're light. If you're sniper, ambush expert, warrior, combo rhythm. And here for sturdy and fearless is very underrated. Both PvP and PvE. PvE, it prevents continuous damage like bleed, like first boss, first phase Oasis, bleeds you, or acid from the floor. It reduces that damage. United, useless, never get this, not even good in PvE. Unyielding, on the other hand, this is like, if I could put a tier, it's SSSS tier. It's really good. It makes it so that no matter what, in those 3 seconds, level 2, you don't go into bleed. You'll be stuck at 1 HP. This gives you enough time for you to heal back up to full, and the cooldowns every 2 minutes. And believe it or not, this 2 minutes is reset if you die and then respawn, which is amazing. It just, why wouldn't you take it? And also works in PvP. If you do end up having enough expertise on your belt, focus maxing on yielding, and then go towards damage reduction, misdirection, and armor, and then from then on out, shield and stuff. Alright, now here we got genes. This is human. I'm a human player. I was a long-term Revenant player. If you've seen my guide 2-3 years ago when Revenant first released, that's how long I've been Revenant. But lately, human has gotten a lot of reworked to the point where it's really good in PvE. And if you have at least minimum 1 Revenant to just give you that flower, human will often outperform in Revenant damage by 2 times the amount. And this is the stats that it has, right? Going to be showing this for Revenant as well. You notice it has more shield and reload speed, something that Revenant does not have. And here we got stand together. This pretty much works just with you existing. As long as you're near an ally, you get more damage reduction. And here's the reload speed I told you about. And then with weapon mastery, it gives you more crit chance. If you're using assault, even more crit. And if you counter or you use your AOX, you also reduce their armor by 2. Then we got continuous triumph. You also get more crit chance and damage. This is where human beats Revenant already in terms of stats, has more crit overall. Then overload charge. If you're near your players or teammates, you get more armor. Use accessory, you get a burst of shield. And then this one's helpful for the entire team and for yourself. If you use your melee, you get 10% damage reduction, and to your team. If you're using a gun, you give them damage bonus, and to yourself. And then if you have max shield, you get 10% damage reduction and 10% damage bonus. And infinite ammo. It's really good. Now here we got Revenant. This is the stats overview for Revenant. Main difference is symbiosis recovery, spore recovery, and that's really about it. It's mostly about healing. This one I would say is S tier compared to human. This is really good. It's always up. You don't have to counter. Here's the vitality increase. This just makes it so you can shoot longer without you having to run out of the flower. Regeneration, if you're into bleed, use it. You get out of it, you can go into bleeding again, basically. And then active spore. Just picking up a spore gives you that damage reduction and damage bonus. You can extend this longer, up to 16 seconds. And then mutation spore. It's this burst heal. You can super jump and move a bit faster. And then energetic, you get 10% crit, more firing rate, and energy consumption is reduced by 20%. This is the stamina bar that lets you run longer. And then if you keep doing damage, you get damage bonus, damage reduction, and a perseverance type of ship where less knockdown time towards you or bleed. One more thing, this little bonus I forgot to mention. If you are a Revenant, you don't really need to use Swift Ranger or Piercing Agony. You can instead use Tree of Revenant. This is really good in PerilShowdown. There's 8 players. Just 1 or 2 Revenants that has this is huge. It heals everybody. It gives them more damage, gives them more movement speed. It gives you everything that you'd want. This is if you want to be more team oriented. And weakness strike, instead get Seed of Revenant. You produce more spores. It's a really nice thing to have, especially for PerilShowdown when it's about teamwork. Okay, we finally made it to the drone section of the video. This one's going to be a bit more in-depth. This is future me editing. There was a drone update with the machine gun, just to let you guys know I'm going to be making a separate video about that drone, if it's worth it or not. In my opinion, what I've seen, it is very worth getting into. Minimum level 3, maximum if you're like pay to win, level 5. Don't spend any further. I will make a separate video more in depth about it. So here we got self-destruct drones. This will be your main drone that you're going to start off your combo with. Rotation do matter. The reason why you'd want to use self-destruct drone, it has this really nice combo skill. If you pair it with a stealth drone, it does 20% more damage to monsters. And it does say by owner. That means that everybody else in the team does not do that extra 20% damage. It's only for yourself. That's why you want to use it. And if you have CE for stealth, you want to use it first for the crit chance and crit damage, and then you self-destruct for the 20% damage, and then you use your Kong/pig drone for even more damage. You can stack all these drones for even more damage, and you can keep it going indefinitely. So self-destruct, pig, self-destruct, and pig, and then a filler, medic drone, with the Bloodthirsty shark for devastate until cooldown reduces. So you can do the entire combo again. This is for PvE only. Same thing with the Hellfire here. This is tier 3, not CE. I mostly call it Kong drone because that's the CE version of this drone. Alright, now here we got Seagull, Wind, Dragon. This is all the medic drones that I'm using. This is for survivability. Both Revenant and Human, same thing, you have to run. This is my favorite, Bloodthirsty Shark. Whenever they're on cooldown, my self-destruct and my arc drone, I use this until it ends, and then I rotate again, because this drone, after the drone update, if you haven't seen my video, it gives you even more damage. It does more damage, and it has the snake drone, so I can pretty much just DPS constantly without me losing any type of damage. As I'm showing here with the snake drone, I do 14% extra pursuit damage on top of the already existing rapid heavy and such. It's really good to have. Here's the drone combo that I would recommend you doing. So pretty much, right, as an example, this is the snake drone. That's the pursuit damage I'm telling you about, just shooting. Oh, has that laser on the target, does even more damage. And these are all the ships. So purple, I'm not even using rapid, so you can see that all that extra damage is just from the drone doing all the damage. Alright, now here's going to be the full rotation of the drone. I'm gonna put this at slot 3 so I can make it easier. This will be automatic. It's just for some reason in shooting range, I have to do it manually. If you want to practice drone rotation, this is the best place to do it if you want to do it manually. But of course, I'll be going over automatic as well. And that's pretty much the combo. I should have kept my Bloodthirsty Shark up a bit longer, but that's all you gotta do. Now here's the auto release. This is the settings I recommend. Of course, your self-destruct plus stealth is always going to be first. That's what you put on hanger 1 so it can start it off. You'd want to use it at release and use skill so it does it automatically. You want to go ahead and add in the smart release timing to be number of attacks. Put it at 1 since it's number 1. You shoot once, it activates. And for the stealth drone, put this at 0% drone or 1 when drone HP percent is below. This, oh my bad, owner HP is below. That way it doesn't activate by itself. You can do that one manually because a lot of times it's really messed up. I recommend you to use manual on stealth, but self-destruct you can have it automatic. And if you really want to get into it, you can go ahead and put 2 at the very top and then stealth drone 1. I did find some success doing this because stealth activates because you shot once, and then twice it self-destructs. It doesn't override each other, so depending which one goes first, that's the skill it will use. Just a nice little trick that I found out. But for me, I mostly like it manual because I PvP. I want to go stealth on my own terms, not when I shoot. Now here we got Hellfire, same thing, skill and release. You want to go ahead and put this at 2 and 2 since Arc Drone and Pig Drone are combined. Put this at 2, you shoot, it activates. And then lastly, we got the Bloodthirsty Shark Drone. You want to have this at release only. This is mainly because it is going to be your filler. It's not going to be automatic. A lot of times outside of Death Eye or anything that needs manual input like counter with PvE, you want to time your snake drone so you can do maximum damage once you counter for even more damage. And you want to put this at 3 or depending where you slot in your drones. But ideally, this is the optimal setup for drone rotations. Now here, there is one thing that I've noticed for drones. They did say they extended the free durability for drones. It's going to end, apparently. I thought it was going to be permanent. It seems to be an event. But in case where the drone durability is gone, just all you got to do is disable all of these drone icons. Keep the last one, which is the War Tiger drone. The War Tiger drone loses no durability. You can use it anywhere, pair with your laser snake, and you have a lot of DPS just with this one drone alone. It's really nice. I would recommend you to invest in it if you don't have it right now. This is just in case if the drone durability event ends and it never comes back. I figured it was going to be a permanent feature into the game, but it seems to be an event on what I've seen. Alright, lastly, we got food buffs. This is going to be a spreadsheet on what it gives, what is the ingredients, and the bosses for each basis, what I would recommend. And of course, what type they are, if they're infected, humanoid, animal, and revenant. We finally made it at the end of the video. Thanks so much for staying in, listening to me ramble for 25 minutes straight. My voice was giving off towards the end. And feel free to pause up towards the bosses and faces. I'm gonna make it so like it's a big image, extend it as much as I can, and have all the food buffs within this bosses, starting from top left being the best, going down towards right side being slightly worse. And of course, I'll be putting the subtitles like what type is the boss, if it's infected, humanoid, revenant, or animal. But other than that, finally, we are going to be getting into bosses, mechanics, and I'll be explaining roles as well for each of these bosses, starting with base 3. Other than that, thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, give me a like, comment down below your thoughts, and also advices on more food buffs that you want to share that's not shown on this video. Anyways, peace out. See you on the next one.